All right, everybody, welcome to NorCal Sports Network. And this is the same hat that Brock Purdy's dad wears. Chat loves it when Marty Lurie comes on.
Anytime you lose a game this time of year, when you can't go backwards, it's a problem.
All right, everybody, welcome on in. NorCal Sports Network. A Wednesday afternoon baseball today between the Giants and the D-backs. I don't know if our thumbnail got corrected yet. We had it wrong. I think we're getting there. Should be posted shortly. We got the wrong one anyway. It happened. All right, guys. This show is brought to you by Chapman Law Group. Chapman Law Group, located in Marin, licensed in all of California. Give them a call for all your legal needs. Maybe it's a personal injury situation. Let Chapman Law Group know NorCal Sports Network. Hit you 415-613-9483. All right, Lou. Get to the show today. How's my mic sounding?
You sound loud.
I had
but it sounds night. I mean, it's better than last night.
I barely can hear myself because my the thing went out. Let me see if I got my mic. You know what? I got my mic on wrong. Okay, hold on. It's coming from my microphone. Let me see. It's coming from my camera. Hold on here. Microphone. Okay, does that sound better now? Louder?
Yes, it does. Yep.
Okay.
And more powerful, not all muffled.
Everything was kind of messed up. I wasn't hearing things well.
I hope you deleted that show yesterday.
I don't even know if it's out there. Let's see. Maybe let's hope it is deleted. Yeah. Let me see what the heck's going on. Did we delete it? Let's see if our mad producer deleted the show, or did he leave it out there? Oh, he left it out there. Of course.
Wasn't one of our best.
It's Warriors related. He left it out there. Where is my Warrior producer, Homer Ryan? Does it still sound muffled, Aaron, or is it better? Is it sounding muffled or better? Because my whole computer
better, but you've been freezing a little bit too.
What's that?
You froze for a quick second.
I don't know what's going on. Anyway,
that's all right.
Guys, we'll talk about what's over here on the left. Why do we have this stuff on the left of the screen? All right, got it out of there. Thank you, Aaron. It's better. Very good. All right, guys. Little spring training action today between the Giants and the Arizona Diamondbacks out in Salt River, where the Diamondbacks play along with the Colorado Rockies. And Giants won big 11-5, scoring some late runs as well. But we can pull up that box score and take a look who was the big guys of the day. The biggest concern was Kyle Harrison got rocked. He got absolutely rocked. 7 hits today in an inning and a third. Let me pull that up for you guys. Harrison's line right here. 1 2/3. Oh, sorry. He got an extra out. Nice ERA there today of 12.27. The runs and the earned runs, that's a big thing. But 7 hits, I mean, they're just teeing off on you. Home run. Okay, so Harrison did not look good. That gives maybe the upper hand to Landon Roop. Roop hasn't given up a run.
Roop, 3 great starts. If they don't start him and he's not on the 40-man roster, if I was his agent, I'd say trade me. This is ridiculous. I don't know what else I have to do.
Wisenhunt pitched well. Walker pitched well. The other guys, who cares? Maybe Trevino, he's a possibility, but Garza, Harris, Paguro, Jimenez. Yeah. But look at the hitting guys today. 2 out RBIs, Stassi, Schmidt 2 with a 2-run homer. Come on, what's going on with the box score? What the heck? There we go. All right. Wade Meckler, Jonah Cox. Okay, they're not making the team. Adames 2 for 4, 3 RBIs and a home run. That's good. He's hitting 412. He hasn't had very many at bats, but he's producing. VR, he's gone. Flores goes 1 for 3, 2 RBIs. Did Flores get a single or a double? No. Sac fly he had. Okay. And it's okay. One thing I want you guys to notice, I put a tweet out, and I want you to look at this line. I can't draw a line around this. If I could, I would. I want you to notice right here, Matos and Yaz. Yaz 0 for 4. He's hitting 125 on the spring, a 167. I think that's OPS. Look at this fucking thing.
Yeah.
What is this?
On base percentage. It's OPS.
And OPS. Yeah, on base and OPS. All right. And then he has a 375 OPS. You look at Matos, he's hitting 308 on the spring. You know what? That isn't right because I looked at it earlier. Let me pull it up here. I took a picture of it earlier. Yes, it's 308 average, and he's got an 808 OPS. Yaz has a 542 OPS. It's not even listed right in here. Okay, so I think I may have taken that off the Giant site. So Matos has an 808 OPS, and Yaz is hitting 125, 167 on base, and his
375.
Yeah, I don't know what the 500 is. I don't know what the heck that is.
Yeah, it's like a combined. I don't know.
Oh, there it is. Slugging. Okay, slugging. All right. They're calling it slugging. All right. So Matos just needs to play. Why? But you know what they're going to do, Lou? They're going to platoon at best. Yaz either starts or they platoon, right?
Correct.
And
because of the money.
I'll show you something, guys. You want to see what percentage? I've already got this in here. What percentage of baseball players or pitchers are left-handed? Now take a look at this stat, guys. This is pretty interesting, and this will tell you who gets about 26% of the innings pitched in MLB are by left-handed pitchers. This is much higher than the 10 to 12% of the general population is left-handed. Okay, so that means 74% of the innings pitched are right-handed. If Yaz is hitting left-handed, he's getting 74% of the at-bats. That's not good. Why do they do this? Why don't you just play the best players instead of this platoon crap?
It makes no sense, And then the one thing I do want to bring about Harrison, I think this might have been his first start because I looked up, I couldn't find anything else.
Second. No, his first start. Yeah, he pitched earlier in I think he pitched in the second inning or third inning before.
Yeah, but the first start, and this is what's incredible, guys. We've been speaking about this. If we were to make a trade, who would we trade for a certain superstar? And everyone falls in love with Kyle Harrison, guys. You guys might have to face it. He might not be exactly who the Giants made him out to be, and it's the same thing with Eldridge. When you get a chance, you get a superstar who's proven and you got to give up youth. It's okay because a lot of these guys just don't make it, Dan. I'm just saying, with Harrison last year, we heard, oh my God, he's the next Mad Bum. He didn't prove that to me. And now he's having problems again. Obviously, you brought up a great point. 7 hits in an inning and a third. If it was the major leagues and the season had started, he wouldn't even have lasted a third of an inning. It's just one of those things. So I just wanted to bring that up because, we bought it up and, I see our boy Robert isn't here, but Robert, oh, you can't trade youth. You can't trade youth. Robert, you can trade anybody. Every single person on this. This is the biggest problem with the chat and everyone being homers. Guys, everybody on our team can be traded. I don't know why you guys are so in love with all our players. We're a fourth place team. We got to try to get better. Sometimes you got to give up good prospects and good players to get better. I mean, are you guys happy being in fourth place? You know?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, Lou, because the question here is, will the Giants trade VR? Well, he's not going to make the team. He's out of options. So they either have to trade him or release him. Same goes with Encarnacion and Sam Huff, the catcher they traded for from Texas. So
and he's
Tom
had a
Murphy,
great spring.
Yeah, and Tom Murphy's not playing. Okay, he's out for a while. He's got a back issue. I mean, it's a disc issue, a herniated disc for a catcher, about the worst thing possible. So forget the Murphy deal.
But not maybe surprising too. He was injured when Farhan picked him up. If you guys remember, that's why he was available. And when you pick up bad crumbs, sometimes you're going to rot. And that's sort of how he's been. He's been a disaster for what we're paying. You got to remember, not only are we paying him a lot, we also traded Bart because we got him. Right. So it's a double whammy.
Yeah. Oh, Philip, happy birthday. Having a big fat steak watching NorCal Sports Network. Don't choke. Don't choke on the steak. We're Aaron Law says medium rare ribeye. How do you like your steak cooked, Lou?
I'm a big bone-in guy now. I've sort of like when I go to Vegas or anywhere, if they have a bone-in, and I don't get the Wagyu or whatever. You know, it's so funny. So many restaurants now, you get the bone-in New York or the bone-in ribeye. I'm sorry, two different things. But then they have that, and then they got one $20 later. I mean, $20 more for something that's aged. I always get the cheaper one, and it's just the same. You know,
medium rare. Medium rare. How do you have yours cooked? Where do you cook yours?
Medium rare.
You're a medium rare guy too?
Yeah, medium rare, and then usually I have 3 different types of horseradish. The raw, and then usually have creamy, and I mix them all together, and I put it all over the steak.
I used to be a medium rare guy, but I'm more medium now. More medium.
But if it's prime rib, I always get the end cut. Like when I go to the House of Prime Rib, which I attend a lot, the end cut is so juicy. Oh, it's delicious. Delicious.
Yeah. So what do you think about this today? Eldridge and Luciano get sent down as predicted here. We didn't predict the Luciano deal, but the Eldridge, we said he was going to go down early in the week, and it was time. They he may not even make it up all year long.
Yeah, you know what's funny is I spoke to you yesterday before we had our show because one of our other shows, they were saying that Matos was being sent down. So there was a little confusion, but it's typical, because there's so many shows now that are all basically doing Giants baseball. You know, beside Eric's show, there's like 5 or 6 now, and they're all basically hopping on what we say. It's sort of like when Dan speaks, hey, guys, maybe we should trade this guy. And then 2 weeks later, every single podcast is talking. I mean, Dan, you're sort of legendary status for that. So, but yeah, hey, Los, welcome back from Tokyo. It's good to have you back, but I agree. I refuse to take the Giants seriously until this, and I know we got to give Buster a little thing, but this was Buster's second really major signing. You know, he picked up Yaz, another Giants front office, and I'm going to include Buster that loved this guy. And you know what? To me, he was great 3 years ago, and he hasn't done anything since. I don't understand. It's okay.
3 years ago, Lou, it's been since 2020.
7 years he's been with us.
Yeah, but 2020 was his last decent year.
Yeah, well, we keep signing him like he's great, and it's awful. And I don't know why these Giants front office people fall in love with guys that are just average at best. There's so many other guys we could have gotten in the outfield. Just go to the free agency.
What do you think the number 1 jersey is at? You see it at Oracle. What's the number 1 jersey at Oracle you see?
Well, to tell you the truth, it's weird because the home jerseys don't have the names. You know what I mean? They're just they're the blank ones.
Well, what number do you see the most?
Probably 22 or 24.
Okay. So you're seeing Clark and Mays, or 28 Posey.
And, Clark and Clark.
Of the
Buster.
current players, though, it's Yaz. The current players, it's Yaz.
For no reason.
To me, the jersey that Giants fans should be scooping up, if I'm a Giants fan, which I am, but if I'm thinking like a Giants fan and I want the number one jersey of the current team, it's two guys. It's Webb and Ramos. They're the homegrown guys. You gotta go. I mean, Lee's probably gonna get some take, and so is Chapman. But I'm not a Chapman jersey guy. I wouldn't do it.
No. And I think, Dan, the biggest problem with Generation Zs, they don't care. They don't care who they wear. Everything's changed because we don't have the homegrown. I remember growing up, going to ball games, you fall in love with one player. It didn't matter, who went through the program, either like Chili Davis, Will Clark, Jack Clark, you always had the jersey of the guys that you heard of that were rookies that went up. I mean, look at Matt Williams, it's just one of the things, but nowadays it's whoever's the player, it's sort of ridiculous. That's what it used to be with a jersey, so.
Cole Dunston is a Chapman jersey guy. I'll wear a Schmidt jersey.
There you go.
I like. Casey hit a 2-run homer today, by the way, guys. A blast, 112 miles per hour off the bat, went 409 feet down into left field. Casey Schmidt with a blast. That's his second homer. He's not hitting well for average. Casey he's hitting 208, but he's got 2 home runs. Huff looks like the guy that'll probably be the backup catcher. Mato, I'll tell you what, if we were to predict the lineup right now, I'll just go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and have a little fun, Lo. It's March 5th. We'll update this.
Yeah,
guys.
Of course.
But
Kurt Ferguson with a little Milt May. I like it. Here
is the roster we're going to pick. Let me see if I can pull up the SF Giants 40-man roster. All right. Looks like I may have it. Yes, I do. All right. Let's pull this up. We're going to pick. There could be some injuries that still happen. All right. Do you see the pictures there, 40-man?
Yes, and I'm pulling it up on mine too, just so I have it.
All right. Let's go with here's your guys that make the roster.
Now, Dan, on mine, it's funny. I have Mason Black as mine. Yeah, you have the same thing too. It says minors. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So here we go. Here's who makes the 40-man roster, guys. And I'm not looking at the comments right now section, guys, in the chat, because I'm concentrating on blowing up this roster so you can see it. I think Birdsong makes the team 1, Duvall 2, Harrison 3, Hicks 4, Jelly 5, Miller. I don't know if he's going to be healthy or not. Let's put him on the shelf for now. Robbie Ray 6. I'll come back to Rodriguez. Tyler Rogers 7, Verlander 8, Walker 9, Webb 10. All right, we still have room. Get out of here. We got room for 3 relief. We got Rodriguez 11. Roop is already okay. I already counted Roop, right? 11.
Yeah.
Okay, they're going to carry another lefty, I think. So
we're not sure who it is. Yeah, you got to have one.
Yeah, let's say 12. Let's say that's 12. Okay, catchers. We got Bailey and Huff. They're going to make it. Stassi's not on the 40. Huff is. He's out of options. He's hitting 308. Huff is in. Stassi's out. Bailey and Huff. That's 14 players. Adames, 15. Yep. Chapman, 16. Fitzgerald, 17. Flores, 18. Wade, 19. I'll come back to the utility infielder. 19. I think Encarnacion makes it. He's out of options. 20. Lee, 21. Matos, 22. Ramos, 23. Yaz, 24. All right, we got 2 roster spots. It's either a pitcher. One of them's going to, I believe it's going to go to Brett Wisely. I believe they will take Wisely over Schmidt because Wisely is a lefty. Schmidt needs to be playing every day. He loses his rhythm. So that's 25. The 26. Did I already say Flores? I did, didn't I? Did I count Flores, guys? Okay. So I got 25. So the last roster spot comes down to, guys, a relief pitcher, another pitcher, or Casey Schmidt. So I'm not sure which way it goes. Yeah, George, I threw this trade out, as you're aware of, last week. I said, go trade Harrison. Look, the Giants, I said it again today on Twitter, the Giants always overvalue their youngsters, and they let their values drop. Luciano, you couldn't, barely tradable now. Barely tradable. They've got their values down. I'll tell you the guys' values who are going up is Roop and Birdsong, guys like that. If you could get I still think a trade is coming toward the end of spring. They're going to move off of somebody. And, you know, I would definitely have gone after Alcantara. But so who's going to make that final 26? Is it a lefty?
What we
on
need
the bullpen,
right
Joey
now,
LaCasey? Joey LaCasey.
We need
How's
somebody. You can't go with no lefty, and the only lefty you have is.
You know what? I only had 12 pitchers, including a lefty. So it looks like I don't think Beck makes the team. Bivens. Birdsong and Bivens, 2. Duvall, 3. Harrison, 4. Hicks, 5. Jelly, 6. Ray, 7. Rodriguez, 8. Rogers, 9. Roop, 10. Verlander, 11. Walker, 12. Webb, 13. Maybe I got too many righties on there. I didn't leave a lefty. So it's either going to be Bivens or Rodriguez. They're fighting it out as for a bullpen spot if they add a lefty. They may just decide to wait till Miller is ready to pitch and go without a lefty in the bullpen if they've got to move guys off the 40. Because they don't have any lefties on the 40 except Miller. And if he's not ready, that means they've got to put somebody on waivers or put somebody on a 60-day IL to create a spot, because that doesn't take up a 40 spot when you put them on the 60. It takes them, removes them off the 40. So would they consider putting Murphy on the 60-day? Possibly.
Well, Dan, this worries me a little bit because, hello, Robert, Mr. Positive. Our starting pitching without a lefty going to Cincinnati and Houston, the first road trip, that's got danger written all over it. Danger, danger, danger. Why? Because Cincinnati has 3 studs hitting from the left side, and we all know that the monster, who, of course, we don't have the best DH in the American League, is for Houston, bats fourth. We have nobody to, late to go against them. That's got disaster written all over it. I'm going to predict it right now, 2-5 for 7 games. I mean, it's ridiculous. Okay. Here it is. Here it is. You know, we got 3 weeks before opening day. That's right, 3 weeks, and we have one lefty that is sort of injured in our bullpen. That's a disgrace. And who do you blame on that? You blame the GM and you blame Buster, who I right now, you know what? Once the season starts, I'm going to start blaming him for everything. Why? That's his job. Sorry. You know, I don't like 2 moves he did. He signed Chapman, 6 years, guaranteed. Now we can't trade him. And then the Yaz move. And you can see Yaz right now is a disaster. He was probably the same person that said, oh, Harrison's the greatest. I saw him. You know, it's just ridiculous. You know, somebody, you know, guys, I don't mean to be so harsh, but the Giants aren't good. It's going to get worse before it gets better. Somebody is to blame. And you can't keep saying it's Farhan's fault. He's already been fired. There's more than just Farhan that led us to this team. I've already on our bowl prediction said Melvin won't make the season, you know, and it's frustrating. I mean, because every other team probably has 2 or 3 lefties. We have nobody that can in the farm system, and we were dumb enough to give our only lefty away at half price. So I'm just letting you guys know it's going to be harsh. It's ridiculous.
You're gonna make Mitchell and Ness feel better. He's had a bad day. But he's here for your positivity.
Well, Mitchell, we appreciate you being on. I'm just trying to speak the facts. You know, I mean, the other thing too,
yes, Lou, give me that positivity. He loves it.
Yeah. The great thing about the Giants, and I know we didn't really talk about this because it was announced Sunday, but the great thing about the Giants, they're selling so many tickets. They have a special ticket now for seniors, 60 and over, for guys like Dan, so they can get tickets and they can try to sell tickets to people. That's how desperate this organization is. It is so badly run. It's absolutely pathetic. A senior, you got to have a senior discount ticket. I mean, come on. It's ridiculous. Bozos. The new bozo in town moved up a mile. There you go, Dan.
There we go. Hey, speaking of a little news here, always football news popping out. And this is baseball we're talking tonight. But just to let you know, guys, Joey Bosa from the LA Chargers was released. So look for some more nepotism coming to San Francisco. Bosa on the edges.
The brothers on both sides?
Yes. All right.
Now,
so
I would only do that on one condition if you trade Brock, because you can't afford both.
Trade who? Oh, Brock?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll see. So Giants roster. Okay, here we are. It's March 5th. 1 month from now, Lou.
27th. 3 weeks.
1 month from now, April 5th, will be about a week in. How many games will the Giants have played on April 5th when we do our post-game show? Let's take a look. We're going to take a look at the schedule. On April 5th, the Giants will have a Saturday night game at home against Seattle. It will be game number 8. Where will the Giants sit on the wall after 1 month from tonight? Do we have any predictions? After 8 games, ladies and gentlemen, 8 games. They could be anywhere from 1st to 5th because baseball's kind of funny after 8 games. But I want you to tell me, everyone, where will the Giants be on that wall? Notice the orange hat is gone. I took the creamsicle down. I put the Giants, I put this type of.
Is the wall okay since it was up there so much? Did you have to take the glue and everything off the wall to put up the?
No, because you don't have to move the Giants. That one's stationary. That one's good because I don't have to mess with it.
Dan, I'm going to go on a limb because I know it's going to be tough on the road. 2-6.
Rob C, 2-5.
2-6.
Okay.
Yep, Rob C.
Lowe says 5th place. Lowe also says pass on Joey Bosa. Yeah. 49ers
You would
need to
know.
get younger, not older.
Yeah.
2-6. I predict they will have. Of course you do, Robert.
Robert, do you even know who they play the first 7 games before their home opener?
6 games.
6 games?
6. Yeah. 5 wins and 3 losses. Turd says 3-5. I love that hat on him.
Of course.
5-3. Robert, what is their final record? I want to hear it. I'll beat him to it. I'm going to tell you what Robert says their final record is going to be. I'm going to put it up there before he does. Come on, Robert.
84.
Put it up there. That's Robert's prediction right there, guys. Let me take it down. Come on, Robert. What's the record going to be?
Ourselves, Robert.
Oh, he says 86. Okay, 86 and 76. I thought Robert was going to go for the 90. Jeremy says, let Robert live. Robert has come on this show before. He is a man of his word. He is not afraid to. You know what? You know what I love about Robert? He'll come on here, and he's really knowledgeable. He's a very knowledgeable baseball guy. He's been around, and he's followed the sport. He knows the game. And I get it when it's kind of like you got that kid that is, you don't want to believe that kid is stealing, and he's a arsonist, and he's setting fires in the neighborhood, and houses are burning down, and all evidence points to little Johnny. And it's like, no, Johnny could not do that. My Johnny would never do that. Ma'am, we caught your little Johnny with the gasoline and the blowtorch and a set of we caught him red-handed. We have him on film. That's not Johnny. No, that's not Johnny. Robert, I love you, man. You are so positive. He will never, ever turn on the Giants. See, I know him too well. He just won't.
All right, well, let's do what I always do. Let's do a bet for charity, like I did the other Giants fans. Robert, you think they'll win 86? I know they won't win 85. So we'll meet right in the middle, 85.5 the total. And what we'll do is Dan will come up with a charity, and the loser gives to the charity. And then you can back it up.
Ooh. Like $10 or something like that?
Let's
20?
make it an even 100.
I don't know if Robert will go 100. I don't think Robert will do that. A charity.
20 is fine. Yeah, it's for charity. Loser has to pay for charity.
I've got to be very careful as I watch this team, because I don't want to get fooled by the spring training. Pitchers are always ahead of the hitters right now. And I don't want to get too what's the word I want to use? I don't want to get too optimistic that this team is going to be good. It has the potential, Lou, if everything goes well, to be better than what the odds makers think at 79.5. But I'm also seeing some people post that they think they're a 75 win team or a 77 win team. So Dan,
you brought up a comment. I think it was either late last week or early this week that made me convinced the Giants would not be 500. And that was the article about Adames.
Oh,
stating how everything fell in his lap, contract year. He came up more than anybody in the major leagues with the bases loaded. Everything worked out perfect for him. You can't get any better. And he's due for a downfall. And if he doesn't do what he did last year, this team is going to be worse in every hitting category. I mean, obviously, with them playing Yaz, we already know what we get with him. We have nobody really that can put the bat on the ball. And You got to remember the last couple of years. I mean, we led it 2 years ago. We had the most strikeouts in the league. Last year we can't strike. I think we're second or third most. So I think there's a lot of stuff on the shoulders of Adames. I think with the prediction of 79.5, people thought Eldridge was going to be here. Obviously, he's not. So that's probably another couple wins down. Robert, I don't understand why you have Posey's positivity. He hasn't done anything. I mean, to tell you the truth, he was great as a player, but since he retired, the Giants really haven't done anything. Nothing. So I'm glad you're happy with Buster in charge, but we have $26 million that we haven't spent. We have one lefty in our bullpen. Again, let me repeat that. One bullpen lefty. We have starters that a lot of question marks. Let me just put it that way. We have so many question marks, it's sort of out of control, both offense and defense.
The sign above your head in Scottsdale, right, says salty.
Standard.
That's funny. Hey, I just found an article, guys. I haven't read it yet. So, class?
Let's see what it is.
Class, let's read it together. This should be interesting. So I have no idea what it says, but it's from a reputable former GM. Off-season grades, takeaways, and predictions for all 30 teams written today by Jim Bowden. With spring training in full swing and opening day 3 weeks away, it's time for my annual off-season report card, and that includes a breakdown of every team's major league signings and trades. Here's their final off-season grades for all 30 teams, along with the club's best move, under the radar move, a top storyline to watch, and his prediction for where they will finish in the division and wild card races. All right, let's go. Braves gives a C. Let's move forward. Best move, Profar. Okay, under the radar move, adding Brian De La Cruz. Okay. Let's get the Marlins a B minus. All right. Who cares?
Dan, what do you think of the Giants? What do you think the Giants are going to be? I think
the Braves.
C minus. I think the Giants are going to be. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I bet you.
Berth, huh? Oh, that's
for the Braves. For the Braves. I bet you he gives the Giants a B minus.
I'd say C all the way.
He might even give it a B plus. We'll see. We'll see. 5th place for the Marlins. Mets. I bet you it's 3rd place in a wild card. A minus. Okay. Look at all those guys they signed. 2 of them are hurt right now. Best move, outbidding for Soto. What helped? I bumped the Mets grade to A minus when they brought back Pete Alonso. Okay. Storyline. Oh, did you guys hear Justin Turner? He signed with the Cubs earlier in spring training, but he ripped Seattle's ownership. He said he wanted to re-sign with Seattle. He said, I don't know what this team's doing. Why didn't they bring in Alonso? They have the best pitching staff, maybe the best 5-man rotation in the history of baseball.
Major leagues. Yep.
And he said, this is the time to go for it. And they didn't even bring in another hitter. He says, even if they would have brought just me back, I would have said the same thing. Not enough. He said they needed a couple of bats, and Seattle didn't do it. That's crazy. I don't know what the heck Seattle's thinking. All right, I was right. Mets, 3rd place, wild card berth. So there's 2 wild card berths. So the Giants aren't making the playoffs, guys. Phillies, he's got him, I bet you, in 1st place. Well, of course he does, because he's got the other guys. Okay. Hey, by the way, Jesus Luzardo, they were yesterday, they were talking to the manager, Rob, what's the guy's name? Rob Thompson of the Phillies on ESPN during the game. And Luzardo gave up back-to-back-to-back homers on 3 pitches. It was pretty funny. The manager's just sitting there. He said, didn't have a word to say. He's just like, okay, 1st place. Okay, Nationals are going to be 4th place. We're moving forward. Okay, 4th place. Giants are going to be 4th place, and I'm going to say B. Did I say B B minus or B plus?
Yeah, I'm thinking a C at the best. Look at the Cubs. Remember, early in the year, they're not going to do much. Remember, that's what they said about the Cubs. Look at their year. I mean, look who they picked up. And it's not even big money.
He's got him in first place, I bet. I'm going to guess first place. See if he's matching me. Yep, first place. All right. Who's next? Cincinnati. I bet he's got them second place. Let's see. And he's going to have Milwaukee third. Second place. There we go. Milwaukee third. Yep. And he's going to have, who's he having last? The Pirates or St. Louis? I bet he has St. Louis in last. Yep. Fourth place, St. Louis. F did nothing.
Didn't do anything.
Okay. Diamondbacks, he's going to have second place.
Yep.
And a wild card.
By the way, they're going to be close to the Dodgers.
Yep. Second place in a wild card. Let's see if I'm right. Second place, wild card berth. Rockies, fifth place. Come on. Fifth place. Dodgers, obviously, first place. Win the division. Okay. Dodgers, first place. Okay. Who's next?
Diamondbacks.
Padres, third or fourth? I think he puts him in third. He's got the Giants in fourth. I can almost feel it. I can feel it. Third place. B. I told you.
Nice.
B. He gave him a B, and he's going to be fourth place. And Orioles. I'll bet you the Orioles he's going to have in third place. Third place.
Nope. He'll have him on top.
No, he's going to have him in third. I bet he's putting Boston in first. I'm going Boston first this year. That's my cat out of the bag. Ha! Third place. Boston. I bet he's got Boston winning the division. What do you think?
Third. Second.
I'm saying first. Who's right, Lou or me? You got it.
Yeah,
he's got the Yankees on top.
From New York. Yeah.
Horrible. He's got the Yankees on top. Okay, there we go. No need to. And he's going to have, who's he going to have in last? Tampa or Toronto? I think he's going to put Tampa in last. I'm probably wrong. Yep. No, you got it. Tampa last. Toronto fourth. Okay, he's lining up like me. White Sox, obviously, fifth place. Come on. Fifth place. We're done with this, right? We don't need to. Yep. You want the rest? Are we done?
We're done.
Right. So he gave the Giants a B, right where I thought. B, right in the B range. And
he's on the Giants payroll.
Okay. I wish he would have picked win-loss. I would have liked to seen that. I would have liked to seen win-loss. Hold on here. Let me see what we got here.
Tommy, yeah, we did win today. We beat Arizona. But Harrison got rocked.
Oh, Lou, this is hilarious. Our friend Aaron. This is great. I got to send this to you. He does, Aaron Lost does stuff. You know, he kind of redesigned our logo. You saw that, right? The No Homer Network. Wait till you see this, Lou. Wait till you see this. Let me see if I can. There it is. Check out your text.
Oh, I'm charging my phone. I'll have to take a look.
All right, here we go, guys.
Mr. Salty, you got to remember it's ridiculous. It's a disaster. I like it. I like it. Thank you, Aaron Lost.
This is great. Look at that.
It's a pretty good looking guy.
Look at that. He's thinking.
Pretty good looking guy.
Look at that. Mr. Salty. I mean, dang. You know what, Lou? I think we need to get on KMBR and save that station. It's going under.
The commercial leader.
Yeah, it seems to be. They're down to a 1.9.
Really bad.
They're down to a 1.9 rating.
Yeah, the funny is 95.7, who is in the afternoon. He is really a homer too. Some guy called the other day and says, "Listen, the Warriors aren't winning it. Yes, they're but oh no, they're definitely going to." And he goes, "Listen, will you stop being a homer?" And the other guy with him,
see, Willard is Willard in the afternoon. I can't remember who their afternoon guys are.
Yeah, no, this guy, and he's the guy that's taken over the Comcast Bay Area. He's going to be doing sort of the main thing because I think Carlos is no longer. But it's pretty bad. How many? First of all, to guarantee a playoff spot, you got to remember one thing: the Dodgers are going to win 115. The Arizona is going to win 91. Probably going to be 90. You're going to need 90 games to make the wild card.
That's what I say. 90, 89 didn't make it last year. The Diamondbacks tied with 89 and didn't make it.
Yeah, and the National League is a lot better this year. Depth-wise.
How is Luciano looking, Mitchell? He's not looking that great at the plate, and haven't really seen in the games I've seen him. He hasn't got any balls hit to him out in left field, but he got sent down today to minor league camp, so he's not starting the season with the Giants. I kind of expected that. You know what? He could be in a situation like last year with Ramos. He's going to go down and play left field in Sacramento. And, if the Giants have a couple of injuries, he may be the guy to, come up. So we'll see how this thing plays out. George says Dodgers aren't winning 115. I don't think they are either. I have them winning about 108, George.
Yeah, I said 110.
They won 111 a couple years ago, and they didn't even, they didn't even make the World Series either. I don't think they're going to push.
Their pitching's phenomenal. That's what's going to make them different.
Yeah. What do we got in the chat here? What are we talking about? We're not getting into. Hold on here. I want to see what's going on here. All right. Let's not get any political stuff going in the chat. So I don't know what's going on here. But we will just let that ride. Okay.
Now, Turk Ferguson brings up a good point. The Rockies are probably a year away. And let me tell you something. The Giants keep the garbage they got, they will be in the cellar. Rockies got like 5 or 6 prospects that are just getting ready.
No worries, Ben.
It's one of those things.
I
like MF. You see what MF says?
Which one?
Is Buster keeping Yaz because he's the buddy?
His buddy, yeah. Who knows? Jeez.
Yeah,
you got to make tough decisions.
Strange.
I mean, the Giants should be looking to shop Yaz. I mean, injuries. Look for injuries with certain teams that are contenders that need a veteran, that might need a veteran that's ready to jump in and step in. So we'll see how that plays out. I mean, White Sox have a couple injuries. They're not going to be looking to trade for Yaz. But somebody like the Red Sox, Orioles, Yankees, Cubs, even Cincinnati, Philadelphia, the Mets, Padres, Braves, any teams like that, Minnesota, maybe even Minnesota or Cleveland, Kansas City, teams that are expected to compete. If they lose a significant outfielder for an extended period of time, they might be able to, that's what I would do. That's what I do. If I see a team that's losing out, like, for example, the Mets, I'm calling the Mets right now. They lost Montas. They lost Sean Manaea to start the season. They're ready to, they got to get off to a start and hang in there. I'm calling the Mets and see what they want for any one of my pitchers, except probably Webb. I would even consider trading Robbie Ray. If you can give me something back that's really, really good. The Mets can afford Robbie Ray. I mean, it all depends. I mean, the Giants really aren't that far away when you think about it, Lou. They're really probably two good position players from actually being able to compete. Because
that's a big thing. Two players from compete, not competing for the playoffs, just to compete.
No, that's the one thing. I think they can compete with the playoffs if they had two. If they had a solid first baseman and
big hole,
and you gave me either a Luis Robert type player, then I say, okay, I'm willing to plug him in and forget right field with Matos. I'll go with Luis Robert. If you can give me that and you can give me a solid first baseman, the Giants had opportunities. They could have went out and traded for Josh Naylor, he's just on a 1-year deal with Arizona, not costing much, $10 million. Giants didn't think like that. They could have.
So what they did is they got Naylor, a first baseman, and for the same amount of money, we got Yaz, a bum. In right.
Exactly. I
mean, that's the biggest problem. And again, the reason why I'm sort of pissed off at Buster and I had no faith is because of what happened throughout the season. The free agency started like gangbusters, but by week 6, 7, 8, 9, you could have gotten anyone you wanted. Anyone. For a 2-year deal for maybe $15 million.
Yeah.
The Giants right now, remember, still have $26 million. Yeah. Even Eldridge for the right player. Absolutely. You give me Fernando Tatis and we'll take on his contract. And they want Eldridge. I do that. Absolutely. There's no guarantee and Dan,
that Eldridge figures it out.
Yeah. Dan, since I saw Adam Duvall come up, I think it was either 3 years ago. People forget the Atlanta Braves lost 2 of their outfielders. 2, right? But they were in first place. So what did they do? They traded for 3 because these guys weren't going to be ready. So they traded for 3 outfielders.
And they won the World Series.
That's the one thing I get a little sick and tired of everyone saying, oh, well, you can't do it. Yes, you can. It's if you want it and you want to spend the money and you do what's best for the team and the fans, and again, Atlanta did it. Adam Duvall, I think it was his second time he was on Atlanta. You know what I mean? They traded back for him because they knew he could do it. And that's what I'm a little sick and tired of all these excuses. Oh, we got to keep these guys. Guys, if they're not on the major league roster, there's a reason why. We got to stop falling in love with all our guys just because we've heard so many great things about them. We got to move on. And, the one thing about the Giants is they're happy right now. They're in 4th. Talk to me when Dan said when the Giants after their first homestand and see where they are and see if you guys are excited about this team. Because I'm not. I want to be surprised. I want them to come out like gangbusters because then this makes the show even better. I want Dan to actually move the hat up from 4th to maybe 3rd or 2nd. How much fun would that be? But, you guys, we got to face reality. It's tough. Talk to me, Dan.
Very nice.
Oh, yeah.
They should offer Kyle Harrison while his value is still high, but today he gave up 5 runs, 7 hits in 1 2/3 innings. Yes, it's only spring training, but Harrison has proven to be inconsistent. If he continues to have outings like this during the season, his trade value becomes useless. The Giants need to learn to buy low and sell high. This organization has been so afraid to pull the trigger, and it appears they overvalue their top prospects like Bart, Luciano, Bickford, Bishop, Bednar, Crawford, Beatty, Shaw, Arroyo, and many more. That's just guys in the last 10, 12 years. I threw out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all first-round draft picks. All first-round picks. With the exception of Exception of Luciano was international draft, but he was like a number one. I mean, but look at all those guys, and I could add more. None of these guys, and you remember how Bishop, he's going to be great, best athlete in the draft. Bednar, he was the College World Series hero. Oh, Reggie Crawford, this guy's a two-way, unbelievable fastball pitch. Oh yeah,
Tyler Beatty.
Chris Shaw, he's going to be the guy that slams 30-plus homers, man first base for years. Jeez. Look, and now we're hearing it again, right? I mean, the Giants are so desperate for a star that we talk about them like they're this, second coming.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean, I'm all for Eldridge, okay? But let's I think he could be very, very good. I like his swing. I don't see anything that's going to hold him back if he gets the proper, what's the word I'm looking for? Proper, not production, just seasoning, development. That's the word I'm looking for. If he gets the right teaching and development. Hutch, who won today's game? The Giants won 11-5. How you been, Hutch? Been a long time. Haven't seen Hutch in ages. How's Tennessee treating you? Murfreesboro, Tennessee. The mayor, Hutch, Sirs Gaming. Yes. So I feel good about Eldridge, but I'll tell you what, he's not untouchable to me if somebody gives me a superstar that's young enough. You get me a superstar that's in their 20s, mid-20s, not late 20s. I don't want a 29-year-old, because baseball has a funny way of once you hit 33, everything's sounding like just, when you hit 33 in baseball, it's like a woman turning 70. Everything sags. So Yaz should be cut. He hasn't earned a job yet, but they continue to give it to him. I don't understand it. That's something I also said on Twitter today, guys. I said that, let me see if I can pull that post up. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Here's my other post on Yaz. Okay. Take a look at the stats of Yaz and Matos this spring, and yet the Giants will either start Yaz over Matos or at a minimum platoon them, and Yaz will get the majority of the bats because 74% of innings pitched are from right-handers. Screw the platoon and play the better hitter in Matos. In fact, get rid of the slogan, nothing like it, and go with screw the platoon. That's what I say. Look at the stat right there, circled. That is batting average this spring and OPS. Matos with an 808 OPS. 2 more strikeouts for Yaz today.
He's just getting ready for the season.
He's just getting in rare form, huh?
Yeah.
Kyle McKiernan says he lived in West Nashville and commuted to Smyrna. I've heard of that. Yeah. And had only one car taking my girlfriend, now wife, to all the schools for nursing. Going further to Murfreesboro was just too much. Yes. What nursing school? Was that Vandy? Is that a Vanderbilt? I've heard that's a good school of nursing, Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt or UT, University of Tennessee? I bet it is Vandy. I bet Mrs. McKiernan went to Vandy. I'm just guessing because I've heard good things about nursing at Vanderbilt. Robert, do I consider Adames a star? He's a star on the Giants, but no, I don't consider him a I consider him an above average player. A star. He's borderline, Robert. He's borderline star. Yes, UT is Knox. Oh, that's right. I said Vanderbilt. Yes. Vanderbilt. That's what I said. That's right. Knoxville. I almost moved to Knoxville once. Had a job that was supposed to come my way, and it never did come, and I ended up moving
Rocky Hilltop. Rocky Hilltop. Overrated SEC football.
Yeah, that's right.
Robert, I got a question for you. Do you consider Adames a star? Because to me, a star, first of all, he's not even the best player on the Giants. You got to say that would be Webb. Don't you think, Dan, would be really our only star?
Yeah, I mean,
and then maybe
Adames, if he can have a year like last year, if he comes anywhere close to last year, I don't think he will, but I don't think.
But a star is way up there. We're not the Dodgers that we have 4.
I'll be right back. I gotta get some water.
All right, no problem. I mean, I think the thing with the Giants is we've been lacking a star. We all know that. The Giants don't have any stars. That's the biggest problem on the Giants. We have nobody, I mean, I think this year you'll see more people, the visiting team has more stars than us. That's the biggest problem with the Giants. And if Buster's going to do anything, he's got to spend some money and get a superstar on this team. After opening day this year, the Giants are spoiled, guys. We have the Dodgers 2 weekends. We have the Red Sox, the Mets, and Atlanta. But to show you how bad the Giants are, they play a lot of teams during the week. They play Kansas City during the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Milwaukee, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Arizona, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Kansas City Royals, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The Marlins, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The Tampa Bay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And the Cardinals, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Those games, they'll be lucky to have 15,000 fans, especially if they get off to a rocky start. That place will be empty. Uh-oh. What is Dan bringing up? Ginger snacks. What were those horrible things that when you first started your show, when you were on with Larry, that you used to eat that people freaked out?
Oh, completes.
Completes.
Yeah, completes. Yeah, those were hilarious.
Completes. Yeah, completes.
These are good. These are good, guys.
Ben, I would boycott them, but you know what? I have such good seats, so I go. And usually, as Dan would tell you, last year I got kicked out of a game because Duvall did his usual, came in and gave up 4 runs in the top of the 9th.
Those are good for you.
But yeah.
Except for the sugar. I don't see any sugar. Do you guys see any sugar in there?
No, nothing. That's ice, right?
Yeah, that's ice. That's just coating. Yeah,
that's
ice.
Keeping it cold.
Yeah, that's just to keep it fresh, cold. No sugar in this thing.
And Kyle, you bring up a good point. I think we talked about this earlier with Eldridge. Farhan did whatever it could so he would look good because everyone was criticizing how bad the farm system was. If we were to pull up his stats, I think he played 13 days in AAA. He only played, I think, 40 games in AA. And, now, it does look like blow. Eldridge just needs, he probably shouldn't even be high. He should be in AA to begin and AAA, but give the guy time. AA. Give him time. People don't realize the way I was told, and, I listened to Will Clark the other day. The difference, AA is the toughest in the minor leagues, toughest to hit. Okay. AAA is a little bit different. AA, where you play, the ball doesn't carry that well. AAA, it carries a little bit better. But going from the pros, AAA to the pros would be like high school to one of the blue bloods, college basketball. Only a few people can do it, but most people can't do it. And as Dan just brought up, our record of saying guys are so good going to the pros is bad. We're probably batting 12%, of all these guys that have made it. So, do what's best for the guy, not what's best for the Giants and the fans. Guys, we can wait 2 years. The one thing about if we wait 2 years is hopefully we get people that are going to make him look good. He can't just be our only bat. I just wanted to bring that up. How's he doing in AAA? He's only been down there 1 day. So he's just, they haven't started yet, but he's been down in AAA for 1 day. And last year, he did okay. But, this year, the problem is, as Dan brought up, he had a 454-foot homer. And then I think his next 8 at-bats, 6 of them were he struck out on 3 pitches. And the other 2 he struck out looking. That's not good. So that's a problem.
I was watching something earlier, guys, yesterday. Some of you guys will remember this. I know some of the guys in the chat are old timers that have been around, but sad day yesterday, 35 years ago, anniversary, 1990, March 4th. Hank Gathers, Loyola Marymount, got an alley-oop for a dunk, and 5 seconds, 10 seconds at the most later, he collapsed on the court and died. Yeah, very, very, very sad. I remember that. I was like 29 years old, and I was a big college basketball fan. And but I only mentioned that because it was yesterday, and there is a 30-30 out on ESPN, which is very good.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's brutal.
Yeah, man.
And then do you remember what his teammate did when they went to the NCAAs?
Yep, he shot a free throw left-handed. He was a right-handed. He shot for him, and he made it, didn't he?
He made 2. He shot both of them left-handed.
Yeah.
An amazing player, but
that was Bo Kimball, wasn't that Bo Kimball? Bo Kimball,
correct. Bo Kimball, good call. He had and he had problems before with the heart.
Yeah, he did. He collapsed earlier in the tournament.
Yeah,
in the conference tournament or something, and they didn't. So just a tragic situation, man. And the sad thing is,
mom was there too.
She was on the court
in the crowd. Yeah.
Did you see her just losing it on the court?
Yeah.
They just lost. Imagine that all the people sat there stunned, just stunned, watching. They're supposed to have the defibrillator there, but they didn't, right?
No, I think because of that, and then there was another situation, they bought the defibrillator. It's just a tragic. A young kid, he would have been definitely a top 10 pick. Was amazing. The one thing about Loyola's team is they had that coach who wound up going to Denver, but they go 500 miles an hour. They were averaging 130
Paul Westfall.
Paul Westfall.
Not Westfall. Westfall is the
so
player.
they averaged 110 points a game in college.
Yeah.
And all they did was shoot threes. Go down, shoot threes. He was ahead of its time.
Stats on Luciano, I don't have them, but they aren't good. He didn't hit well, Hutch, in the spring. Did hit a home run in one game early on. But I don't know, guys. This Giants team. Oh, a baseball umpire died on the field too. That's right. Who was that?
Oh,
I remember it. It was a big guy, right?
In the back, I was going to say.
Was it? Who was it?
And it was after the first pitch.
Yes.
It was it was right after the first pitch, and then he fell down, and they bought the paramedics, and he didn't die there. They got him. They took him off the field, and then he passed away.
That was John McSherry.
There it is.
John McSherry. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hey Dan, speaking of the umpires, you've been going to the games and watching a few of these. What do you think about the I know
ABS?
The umpires don't like it. Yeah.
I kind of like it because it happens very quick. It happens faster than the pitch clock.
Yeah. And I think the players have been like 92%. I was watching have been right.
Oh, really?
Were wrong. Yeah, that high.
Wow, that tells you something, doesn't it?
Yep.
Wow.
So I think it's just
I
a
would think
couple. What do you think?
I would think the catcher would
A couple
have
years
the best.
away. Yeah. Well, no, the pitcher's the one that tells him, "Hey, dude, that was right over."
Yeah, but I would think the catcher would be able to see it better, but maybe not. Maybe the catcher's, because a lot of times the catcher's closing his eyes.
He's trying to frame it or something. Yeah.
I mean,
I never close
when
my
they
eyes. It's the reaction
when they swing.
Yeah, I mean it's so quick.
It's a natural reflex, isn't it?
Yeah, reflex, correct.
Yeah.
You know.
Man. Yeah, that was April 1st, 1996 that McSherry.
Oh, was it opening day too that it happened?
Oh,
April
wow.
1st, that was normally the opening day. Because you remember Cincinnati had it where they were always the first game. And by the way, somebody in the chat asked earlier, why are the Giants playing on Thursday and then they're off Friday? That's because that's the first opener. So whenever you play the first opener against the Reds, they always take the Friday off. It's sort of like the tradition. That's why they play Thursday, off Friday, play Saturday, Sunday. Just so you know.
Wow, I'm watching this. I wish I could show it, but he just first pitch, he called. Let me see. It was very low, and he called it a strike. And he just walked back, and he collapsed. Oh gosh, man! Just
you never know.
Wow. He had a heart attack, right?
Yeah.
Wow. MF says is Roop legit. He's definitely got good stuff. He's got a nice changeup, killer curveball. His fastball is only four seamers about 90, 91. But with the changeup and the curveball, the fastball looks probably closer to 96, 97 because he's throwing the other stuff in the 78, Propa, thank you for the $5 donation. He says, even though the Giants will probably be 500 again, looking forward to the season, better weather and some games at the ballpark. Great time of the year. Absolutely. I feel the same way. I expect a fourth place finish around 500, but yet it's baseball. I always get excited for baseball. It's the one thing I love about baseball over football is when the day's over, you're like, oh, I got a game to look forward to tonight to watch, right?
I love it.
It's just like, it's just like, great. I can watch the Giants. And as bad as the Giants are sometimes to watch, it's still like entertainment. And, I don't know. What do you guys feel about the pitch clock and the rule changes? Do you like it because it seems to go pretty quick? There's not a lot of downtime anymore in baseball. How do you feel about it, Lou?
I do like the pitch clock and I do like the three batter because Bochy used it to their masterful. I mean, Bochy would have bought six pitchers in to get three guys out, But I do like that. I think the one thing that's lacking, especially with the bigger bases, is the Giants haven't taken advantage.
Yeah.
I think one thing last year is it seemed like everyone was running on us and the Giants would never, ever run. And I think, when you have an opportunity to take advantage of the ball game and everybody else is, it was sort of frustrating with the Giants. I mean, there were some games where the other team would run 8 times, 8 stolen bases. And when you're a pitcher, you're sort of up at the creek. The only thing I don't like is the extra inning rule, where the guy starts at second, I mean, I think, at least go maybe 1 inning. And if you don't go, then maybe do something. But, it's, I sort of miss the extra inning games, the advantages. But, that's just me, And then, just speaking of the Giants, on a given year, what do you think? 150 out of the 162. Do you think maybe you miss a dozen? Because I watch pretty much as much as I can. Yeah, I'm saying. I remember you might be working day game or something, or
I might miss 5 games.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe a dozen on a year, but I watch almost every game unless I'm at the games. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Here's a funny thing. we talk about the pickoff rule, only 2 attempts.
Yeah, only
I
two,
saw
sure.
something on Twitter the other day. Vince Coleman with the Cardinals was on first, and I can't remember who was the pitcher. He attempted 17 attempts in a row at first base. And then the next pitch he threw, Vince Coleman stole. Now that's a base stealer. He had his move down so good after watching him 17 times that he stole second with ease. You know, Aaron, I feel the same way. I went to the ballpark yesterday. I sat there with Mark Graves and Lowe's, Larry Krueger, Kevin Krueger, and I think it's Ben. I think his name's Ben, the youngest Krueger boy. Anyway, it was 6 of us there. We're just sitting there chatting, talking. We're talking all kinds of stuff. 49er football. We're talking Giants, what's going on and stuff. And it goes so quick. If I'm watching a game on TV, I like the pitch clock. If I'm at a ball game, I kind of just like sitting there because to me, when I go to the game, it's an event. It's an event, and I want it to be a 3-hour plus game. I love the double hitters growing up as a kid. Give me a traditional double hitter, 25 minutes in between games, and it was great, man. You just, especially at Candlestick. I mean, sometimes if you went to a doubleheader, you might have had 30, 40,000 at Candlestick on a Sunday.
As long as you had an extra couple dollars for the malt between games. Being the young
you get the malt. I love it.
With the wooden spoon.
I love to throw the top, the lid.
Oh, the top. It was like a frisbee.
Like a saucer. I had it one time stick right to my glasses. I was, boom, right in there. Pretty funny, but the malts are pretty. Now I don't need glasses. I got cataracts, Lou, so I can see great.
Yeah, I only do them for a small print.
Yeah, I can't read the chat here, so I got to put these on. But it's great. No more contact lenses. No more. Now I just have to wear the glasses. I stick them on my shirt like this.
Yep.
Pull them out. It
was one of the things my ex-wife gave me. I got LASIK surgery for one birthday, and then I still got this itch downstairs. I've been scratching since we left. But, she was, that's what she left me. That second one was a joke, obviously. But, yeah, the LASIK was my big surprise one year.
Both eyes?
Both eyes. In fact, we got it at Bay Meadows. They had a thing called Denim and Diamonds, which was a charity event, and they had a silent auction, and I actually went to a girl from Russia that did the 49ers. And when I was there were like 3 49ers also getting their LASIK done. It was actually pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to do some 49er talk a little later. Hey, guys, tomorrow night we've got Warriors, Brooklyn Nets.
Yep.
Let me see what time that game's at. I think it's probably another 6:30, 7 o'clock post game. Let me look. NBA tomorrow, Thursday. Warriors play at 4:30. So, yeah, we'll call it 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock, we'll be here for a little Warriors post game. I don't know. Maybe we'll do a split. Maybe we'll do a little short Warriors and then go into the Giants. If something happens big with the Giants, but
so that was the same year when Hank Gathers died. That's Len Bias died too.
I don't know. Len Bias. I thought that was a different year, but 1990. I know that. Yeah. Dang. Yeah, Gathers was a big dude. He was a muscular guy.
What do you think? He was like about 6'7", 6'8". He looked. I mean, he was ripped.
Yeah, he was ripped. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, guys,
let's 30 on 30s are the best because it really makes
30-30s are the best. Yeah. So, When Yaz, Slater, Chapman struck out or lazy fly ball, I'd get so pissed. I'd walk away from the TV or turn it off. Yeah. Yeah. Bias died in 86. Marcus Tanner. Thanks, Marcus. Yeah.
Thank you, Marcus. Celtics would have won like 3 in a row that year.
Oh gosh, they still had Bird, right? Yeah.
Yeah, still had Bird. 86 was the year that they beat Houston. But they were thinking of the future, sort of like the Dodgers, unlike the Giants. So.
Yeah, teams that think of the future. Yeah, the Lakers, like they got Luka Doncic. How about the Dallas Mavericks? They get KD. I mean, not KD. AD. He gets hurt first game.
One game.
Now Irving's out for the year. Probably won't see him until December or January of next year.
They lost by 32 at Milwaukee.
And now there's talk about him maybe shutting it down for the season. Like, might as well. He's going to need abductor surgery. Just go get the surgery.
They're not going to make the playoffs anyway. They're not going to make the playoffs.
Go get the surgery, and then you're ahead of the schedule, and you'll be ready for camp. Don't wait another month and a half and say, "Oh, I think I can play 2 games, and then I'm going to have surgery." Whatever. Just they're not going anywhere. I wish I would have closed out my bet before.
Oh yeah.
Cashed out. Let me see what I can cash out for now. I bet you I probably got to pay. I bet some money on the Mavericks when they made the trade, because I thought, hey, AD, Kyrie, and all those big guys.
But you'll make it back if the Warriors win, right?
I still have money on the Warriors to win at 10,000 to 1. Okay. In fact, they're offering me pretty good money to cash out on the Warriors. Dallas. Should I cash out $30? I get 95 cents. I probably should. They're not winning the title, right? Take 95 cents, right?
Better than losing full 30.
But I can win 1,080.
Yeah,
is 95. Could it be a St. Louis Blues crazy situation where they go from last to first?
No.
Or I have another $10 bet.
I might bet against the Dallas every game. Every game. They play 2 games at home, so the spread will probably be about 6 or 8. They'll get blown out.
Just cash out, right? My luck, I cash out. I'm with Tommy. Just leave it. It's a 95 cents, and the other bet is 49 cents. I could cash out on $1.50, get $1.50 back, or I have the potential to win about $1,600. $1.50 or $1,600. 2 bets, 49 cents back on one and 95 on the other. It's not worth it. What am I going to do with that? I would kick myself for eternity if they won it all. If I cashed out for $1.50.
Dan, before we leave, I just one of the guys asked a question about me. Kyle, so I went to school at University of Arizona back in '85, and out in the Bay Area there was a thing called Bass tickets. We didn't use
Bass tickets.
It was called Bass. So Bass sold tickets to spring training up north for all Giants games and Oakland A's games. So my freshman summer, I did 2 things. I gave a guy $500 and put him on my on his rent thing, so I became an Arizona citizen. Right with that, instead of me paying $30 to $45 a unit, I would only have to pay $4. But of course, I didn't tell my parents that. So when my parents asked me for my tuition, they would say, "Hey, do you need money?" I go, "Yeah, it's the same as last year. I'm taking 15 units, so I need $4,500." And I literally would make $3,000, and I literally would take half that, go to Price Club when it first came out, and just buy booze from my apartment for the whole semester. And then during, we would start in August, and then In February, I would buy $2,000 worth of spring training tickets. Remember, back then they were $5, and it was $250 for the outfield, and you could buy seats for, I think it was like $750, but it averaged $5. And I would buy $100 for each game. A's, Giants, A's, Cubs, Giants, Cubs.
Does Lou? Does Mr. Salty, meaning your dad, does he watch our show?
No, he's actually, unfortunately, they don't have a radio or a computer where he is right now. He's at an old folks home. But I show him highlights.
Does he know this? Does he know this story? Does he know this story?
No, he does not know the story. So I could say it. So basically, to make a long story short, I would come to spring training and I would hang out at a place called the Pink Pony that I got introduced to. The Pink Pony was the #1 place in Scottsdale. I would go to the games, cash only, and I would sell every $5 ticket for $25. And if it was a $7.50, I would sell it for $50. And I would sell them everything I could get. And again, I would have bought more, and there was no such thing as StubHub. So I was the only one that had the tickets. Guys come up to me, hey, can I get 3? Can I get 5? They all knew me, and I'd make about $5,000 in May, and that would basically be my money for the summer.
What was this for? The tickets you were selling?
Just for spring training. So I'd buy
spring training
just for Giants, A's games, Giants, Cub games, A's, Cubs. Because remember, the Dodgers were in the Grapefruit League. So those games were always sold out, and I would only buy Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday games. I would never buy Monday and Tuesday. And, that was, when you're in college, you got to think of how to be successful. And then my dad would always go, God, you okay with money? And I go, Dad, I met a girl. She's taking care of me. I didn't want to tell her what I was doing, And then my brother would come by and he goes, my God, it's like a liquor store here. And I said, well, I guess the dog tracks.
Good thing the statute of limitations is over because, man, you would be put away with you. You were the original scam artist bookie, man.
No, you get the tickets, and then becoming an Arizona citizen, the units, it would be $7 compared to $45, and you just tell your parents, hey, I just need the same amount next year.
There we go. All right.
Yeah. Hey. So just little things in college. But yeah, spring training was great. I used to always go. Plus, when I went to school in Tucson, Cleveland had their spring training in Tucson. So if you guys ever saw the movie Major League, it's the home of the Cleveland.
Oh, Cleveland.
Home of the,
yep.
And then
Cleveland.
The Tucson Toros was a AAA.
That's right.
So,
hey, let's get out of here. But Dimey Drums, thank you. Thanks. We appreciate you being a fan of the show and watching. And thank you so much. Really appreciate that.
And no, I am not OnlyFans, not like the porn site, those girls. But I do hospitality. In case any of you guys ever want to go to the Masters or the Final Four, let me know. High end. Take your dad while they're still alive.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Tomorrow night, Warriors, Brooklyn Nets, post game, about 7:00 Cali time tomorrow night. And, and then we'll bring you, hey, don't forget, guys, every Giants game, all 162 post games, okay? And you're going to want to keep it here when we come with you with the post game because we'll break down the game, not just breaking it down, but we'll break it down in the form of from a player standpoint and give you guys different insights into the game. You guys will give us great insight as well, because we got a lot of really knowledgeable baseball people that watch this show. We really do appreciate you guys. And, we'll be doing some collabs as well with Giants Sports Talk Live and things like that. We've been doing the Sunday night show. I'll get Larry to come on for sure, MF. Larry will come on. I'll get Bobby Evans to come on again soon. Talked to him last week at one of the Giants games. I just got to text him, get him on. Ned will be coming on. We're going to shoot for a couple of other guys. In fact, I need to email back Giants PR guy, see if we can get Bob Melvin on. I don't know if it'll happen, this time of year. I need to see if follow up, but who knows. But we appreciate you guys being part of NorCal Sports Network. Again, don't forget to give our sponsor a shout out, give them a call, Chapman Law Group. Chapman Law Group, located in Marin, for all your legal needs. Give them a call, 415-613-9483. Let them know NorCal Sports Network sent you. Maybe you got a personal injury situation, guys, you need handled. They can help you out. And we've got other guys in the works. Our producers working on some backstage guys. We'll get Ned. Will come on 2 times a month. And other guys are in the works. So we'll work those guests, and appreciate you being here. You guys have yourself a great night while I get the music out of here. And here we go. All right, guys.